momentous day for our clients who have been fighting various fossil fuel projects in and around the township of Gloucester for a long time. AGL's coal seam gas proposals were rejected, and then on top of that came the Rocky Hill coal mine, and they're understandably ecstatic about today's judgment, and I'll let some of them speak in a few moments about what this judgment means to them. The judgment is, I think, the first big piece of climate change litigation that this country has seen. I think that it has importance more broadly than just this country, and certainly more broadly than just this state. And this rather lengthy 200-page judgment from the Chief Judge of the Land and Environment Court, I would have thought should be compulsory bedtime reading for some senior politicians around the country, including the Prime Minister and the Premier of New South Wales. The judge has refused this mine on a variety of grounds, and those include this project's contribution to global climate change. He found that the impacts of the mine would be unacceptable on a range of factors: social impacts, the impacts to Aboriginal cultural heritage, and of course this mine's contribution to global carbon emissions. He makes some really important points about the individual contributions of small projects and how cumulatively they combine to form the catastrophic problem that we all have to face in respect of climate change. He makes the important point that there is no policy which determines the least cost way of achieving or addressing this burden that we all share. But he says that he found that all four arguments which were put forward by the mining company as to why this was one of the fossil fuel projects that should be approved, he rejected each of those four arguments. I think this judgment will be profoundly influential. This judgment is a case-specific judgment. It relates to the Rocky Hill coal project in the Gloucester Valley. But the remarks the Chief Judge makes in respect of climate change and in respect of social impacts have a much broader import. And I would have thought that any future decision maker on fossil fuel projects would bear his reasoning closely in mind in determining whether or not a new fossil fuel project should be approved in this country.